Hello guys, welcome to a new video. Today we are in the first match of this best of 5. We will see play BFX against BLG. Let's see who of these two teams will win this match. A lot of hype here, we are on the Pixie Bands. Let's check what every team does. I really like this Rise pick here. Super strong. Talia to contest that. Bye. Nice engage. Good combo too. It's not bad to pick Jarvan here. J4 is pretty strong.
Even if the Vitalia has been successful in the past.
Well, and especially because of the ability to get out to the side lanes, to affect those side lanes. I think both of these champions are kind of doing similar things. You obviously have the Weaver's Wall.
Maybe you want to
being able to actually collapse on those side lanes, and assuming
to lock in the support here.
Both can kind of do similar things. They can get aggressive early. They can be looking.
Maybe you want to pick an Alistar.
Similar across the board here so far, and I'm going to be curious to see if BLG is looking.
Bard is strong too.
Kind of might be my expectation to try to protect Bin's top lane pick for later.
The Bard helps to keep alive the Vi target, but seems like they will switch to the AD carry. Varus AD carry.
So Varus obviously has been getting some nerfs, mostly targeted towards poke Varus. On hit is still pretty powerful, so I'll be curious to see if Viper is going to be playing on hit or if it is going to be poke. And we are going to get the
here.
clear Ambessa here. Obviously, it is a flex pick. We already have Vi, so we know that it is going to be played towards that top side. Really good follow-up on the Vi. You go in with the ultimate. You can follow up with the public execution.
What do you think is the best pick against Varus in the bot lane? Do you want range like Ezreal, or you want to pick something like Corki, for example, or Kai'Sa, because you have really nice engage? I don't know. With this composition, you can pick Nico as BFX. Nice ban. You can ban the Ezreal. And then I think they will ban the Nico. BLG.
So I thought they would have maybe targeted things like Nami and Seraphine to take away potential Ashe Seraphine, as well as Corki Nami, which are also really popular pairings. But clearly they are very concerned.
I don't like Ashe Seraphine on BFX.
They don't want it to have a dash. You know, if you're going to be banning away safe AD carries,
I think you go full engage and pick an engage support with Kai'Sa here.
So that could be the attempt here, if you want to just kind of put him on things that are a little bit.
Yunara was a good pick too.
He is famous for Yunara, especially.
You can pick here the Kai'Sa Nico, for example. You will suffer in lane, but it will be strong.
We can maybe get like Corki Nico or something like
Corki Nico.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Corki Nico is still pretty strong.
Let's see.
And that is what they're going to lock in, at least the Nico portion of it. You were talking about Lulu, could be something that could work alongside an on-hit Varus as well. A lot of on-hitting if you get picks into the mix. That was an unintentional rhyme, I apologize. It's quite early.
Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, well, Viper, what are we going to be locking in? Is it going to be your lane partner's champion? And it looks like that will be the case. And no real threat.
Alistar is good. Here I think you just pick the...
it's not going to happen this time, as now on.
I was about to say you can pick a tank here, but Bin is a really Jax player, so makes sense.
You know, in the world, I think for my money, when he's at his best, he is.
So you can fight the Ambessa.
The best at everything. So that's the problem.
If you don't include Keen, then it's fine. It's like a lot of the Faker stats. You just have to take Faker out of it. Otherwise, it doesn't make much sense. This would be fun though. As Diablo is a big fan of the Kai'Sa, and yeah, you just.
Kai'Sa is a really nice pick here. It's perfect for the team comp. Okay, so this is a Pixie Bands here. I think it's overall pretty 50-50. I like both comps. I think it's easy to play the BLG comp, but let's see. Well, guys, let's go into the game. I will put the casters now, and let's see how the game goes. Let's go.
Lotting Viper into a squad that looks like this is very plug
okay.
And we've seen that
already.
The amount of success that they've had. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the Rift for game number 1 of our first best of 5 of the first stand here for 2026. BNK FearX.
A lot of FearX fans.
Opportunity, but they are on the blue side this time around as they picked up right of first selection. Kind of fun that we get this for the first time internationally. And let's just see how this one is going to begin. I imagine we're looking pretty happy on the BNK side as far as the bottom side of the map is concerned. Alistair doesn't really do anything.
What the hell? I think the casters are dead.
And Bin certainly has not necessarily been known as being a weak point.
No, I mean, he has been incredible. It's going to be a trade of ghosts here. Vikla needs to back up and get out of range of any more damage that would be coming in there. Nothing too out of the ordinary as far as the rune setups are going to be. It is going to be Viper playing Poke Varus, so that is going to be up and available as Knight is getting some really good trades here onto Vikla early on, and that's already both potions gone for Vikla, and he's going to have to walk the long way around. It is a bit awkward for him now because the wave is pushing away from him.
Yeah, and he missed out on experience, I believe, on that last minion. That's kind of crazy.
He's just getting full zoned. And
Knight is really nice route here. Vikla in problems. Oh, first blood. It wasn't even necessary for Knight to flash.
And Knight says, no, not me, mate. That's not happening today.
Not yet, that is for sure. That is a horrible start for Vikla. And I have to think that was a misclick on the Raptors. There's no reason for him to hit the Raptors there. Yeah. He aggroed the Raptors, takes extra damage from them, and then flashed over the wall. Actually died to the Raptors. Knight didn't even have to flash. At least, as Vikla, you're saying, okay, no flash rise. Maybe you can get a gank or something. But that is a horrendous start. He's zoned off of experience. And Knight just plays this really, really well. He just knows his limits. He's playing in the face of Vikla. Vikla can never allow him to get that empowered hit off. He didn't want that Rune Prison to come down. And then, yeah, just a misclick. He was trying to click into the back.
I think Vikla failed the flash here. You have to flash to your left. You don't need to make this flash. You can flash to the tower.
Towards his tower so that Knight can't flash and follow. And it does mean he goes down at the end of the day. So an absolutely horrific start there for Vikla.
Well, let's see whether Raptor can fix it, as already he's going for something. Meanwhile, on this bottom side of the map, we've got a little bit of action, but not too much more than that. Viper is completely out of mana. Diablo and Kellen being able to shove this one up. And oftentimes, the Kai'Sa lanes can struggle a little bit early.
Bin is dominating the lane.
So that one's doing all right.
But, I mean, on trade's flash.
You can see the freeze. He's freezing well.
Really good.
He will force the clear TP.
The other side. Viper is playing TP, so yes, obviously you do have the advantage as far as the early lane here.
What the hell is happening with the caster?
Super comfortable. And BLG,
Clear is cooked.
Good, and Clear is not going to be happy about this TD.
Yeah, the turtle port coming on in, and he had to watch that one very slowly. Clear does get his shield and flashes away. And
he has to flash here. So Clear now is super cooked because you can see the wave is perfect for Bin.
You can see the assist pings coming through.
He's going. He needs to push this. If not, game is over.
He's flipping it.
Oh, Clear, you are so fucking done.
You cannot base in that spot.
And the wave is
still Raptor, but then he didn't wait for Raptor to come up, so it's not like Raptor could do anything. He said, you know what, if he's here, I die. And he went for it. Guess what?
If this was a scream,
so he died. Now the wave is still frozen.
You just FF
Bin
here.
Gets the kill. And this game is already kind of out of control here. I mean, yeah, you have the Nico on the bot side, so your lane is doing fine, but I would even say they're losing the 2v2 because Diablo has actually lost his flash. Viper got a free reset.
Fight. There's a pulverize onto Raptor. Headbutted back there as well,
what
but he's still
FearX doing, man?
Gets the Ballbreaker over the wall. So
what is FearX doing?
His way out of there, but these 2 kills and the fact that this top lane is now basically over is going to make things a little difficult here for BNK. All right, let's have a look. There is a snare onto On, but he is just testing the waters as Kellen has made his way up.
And On is going to actually look.
Watch out. Kellen knows that he's in trouble.
What are these robots? What is happening?
For the world, as there's a headbutt from on to get him into the back of that
1-4 now. BLG is so cooked. I don't know what are they doing.
Where his namesake comes from, you know, dies in his home at least.
Exactly.
At home, surrounded by those he loves. Yeah, nice little headbutt.
I mean, BLG is not doing anything special. It's just
this game is already out of
BFX
control.
is not playing well.
BFX have kind of just fallen apart, and on is just going to force the issue.
They are on bad spots, taking
Shun is there with a nice
bad
flash
fights.
follow. Yeah, he's going to take a ton of damage, but look who is being ignored. It is Knight, and Vikla is out of mana. Vikla obviously very far behind because of how early this lane got out of control. There's no flash on Raptor. His only way out would have been Vault Breaker over the wall. On says no to that, so you get a couple more kills here on the side of BLG. You have 3 winning lanes at this point, and the solo lanes are very, very far ahead. 600 gold lead plus in the top lane. Hit 1,000 there.
Oh, nice flash.
Let's
see the ulti.
Let's see whether Knight can get. No, he's not going to be able to get out. So at least
Close
it's a
one.
1-for-1.
But you can see all BLG is doing is just diving and putting their solo lanes behind.
On the tier and the Doran's ring, he just spent 2,000 gold. Solo killing him again.
Well, Vikla definitely didn't spend 2,000 gold so far this game. He has a lost chapter, and that is about it.
He's economical. He doesn't need all that extra gold.
Yeah, I don't know quite whether that's going to help him win, though, Zale. That's the only issue that I have.
He's very thrifty.
Yeah, I do appreciate being a little bit thrifty, but I just don't think that it's a great idea when you need to buy as many items as you possibly can to win the game. As now Vikla is, just never able to walk up to Knight ever again.
Yeah, how about that 8-minute Roa that's going to be incoming for Knight? Do you think that's going to help him win the game?
Well, you know, the best thing is his Roa is going to be finished so early, he's not going to be getting as much value from the level up.
Oh, true.
There you go.
Raptor is okay,
that's the silver lining that
but
that's the end
I think Clear will be so behind all game. Knight is so ahead. He's going for the Roa first.
Things get very, very
So
scary.
he will super snowball the game.
Shun up here towards his top side. Clear will be able to see him on this ward and immediately knows
I
that
don't
he has to
know.
get the heck out of there. The Realm Warp will undo.
I don't think he's lost yet, but
yeah. Kellen is making his way up, is joining
not looking good for BFX.
Kind of wrecking him, which is a little bit hilarious. Wants to be able to walk the same speed as the minions.
Yeah, I thought that they were going to try to collapse because, I mean, Vikla actually spent a long time walking up there, and Kellen was on that side of the map, so I thought they might try to look for a play onto Shun, but at the end of the day, they don't think that there is an angle there. And Bin doesn't greed for anything, just pushes in the wave, stays backed off. He knows that he's in absolute comfort right now. He's going to get early steel caps. He has a cull.
Nice ult.
Here towards his top side, but
Let's
I think
see what Bin does.
Mainly defensively as he flashes out of the way of Bin's leap strike. And in the meantime, Kellen is once again in a little bit of a rough spot, but he's able to keep himself alive.
What are you doing, Kellen?
Didn't have quite as much damage in those hooves.
Yeah, so Viper playing pretty respectfully, has fallen a little bit behind as far as the CS is concerned, but doesn't.
Oh, nice flash! Clear is dead. No mana?
The answer is probably not. As there's the bonk, and Bin picks it up with an empower.
Nicely done. Bin going to be able to grab
solo kill now.
On top side. That is both of the solo
Clear
laners
is
here for
so
BLG.
cooked.
Getting solo kills in game 1 of First Stand. BLG is looking really, really
Solo
strong.
lanes of BLG are
Super
super strong.
Call here for BNK as Knight once again
Really nice players.
another minion wave and once again looks to threaten on elsewhere on the map. Does get spotted out by this ward at the moment, but it looks like Shun is just going to be taking himself a dragon.
Yep, and to talk a little bit about Knight, this guy has been racking up championships. Bin, though,
Eagle gank here from Raptor.
This is not an
He
easy
should
fight
be dead.
There's the flash off the Vault Breaker here from
I don't think
Raptor.
the
He
flash
does
was
have season
necessary
effects,
here.
so Bin
You
is
just
likely
cool.
just going to die here. Does have the counter strike, but it's a good Vault Breaker
Oh
to come off the
my
wall.
god!
Finally, they managed to take him down, and you can see just how dangerous that was.
Yeah, really. I mean,
That was
Raptor
so
obviously
close.
They didn't want to use the ult, but they're gonna run more bombs.
Okay, let's see dive.
There's a pulverize onto Diablo. Great killer.
Nice defense.
Out of the way as Pop Blossom keeps them all
One might be dead.
But they just decide they'll kill Kellen. Down
1 for 1, it's not bad.
So a 1 for 1, not exactly
And the kill for Diablo.
Yep,
Sorry, BLG we're looking for.
At least they do get one back.
You can see it's a lot of gold for BFX.
Diablo, so they just trade supports at the end of the day. They are going to lose probably at
And
least
the
one
Kai'Sa
fight
has
mid, so
the
cost
cool
to that play, and it is despite how one-sided this game has felt. It's only a 600 gold lead for BLG, so not that bad for BFX. They are able to stay involved. They are able to keep it a lot closer than I thought it was going to be after how this game started. Over into the pit, Knight just starts it up with the Realm Warp. The arrow there not actually able to connect from Viper, and he wasn't able to get the Chains of Corruptions down on anyone either. He was shooting for Diablo, but it felt like there was a bit of miscommunication because On was looking to combo Kellen.
In the meantime, though, we've got even more action. Is now On possibly in a little bit of trouble.
You don't have ult, bro. What are you doing?
People. The Cow even able to walk his way out as finally he will go down. Probably take that if you're BLG.
Yep, gonna be feeling good, and Knight just getting.
What is happening in Brazil with these audio issues?
Delaying till he wants to buy that. And it is going to be On out on the map, just using the Spellbook TP, looking to pressure up on top side, try to play for these grubs. He's been very active on the map. I honestly really am impressed with how he's playing this. Navigating this Nico matchup is not easy, and they are now going to try to set up a
clear,
dive.
you are fucked.
Clear can find the perfect ultimate here as he does throw it out, but he gets blocked, and down will go the Ambessa with no real issues there at all. On turn
nice dive here. You can get the 3 grabs now.
There from Clear as far as the ultimate timing, and he both immune the Counter-Strike as well as that combo coming in, so was able to immune a few.
Jun is a little behind
there's just too much.
level.
No one's there to cover him. He doesn't have flash. There's not really much
Not
of a way to
a
outplay.
One full level
and Shun
behind.
gonna have to be pushed back here as we can see Kellen was up towards that top side helping him out.
Yep. Only one grub did go over to BLG as well. We'll see whether B&K are going to be able to collect themselves one at the same time. As Viklet trying to get the shove out here as we don't get the snare onto Shun, but the wall comes through, gets the
Raptor,
flash,
that's good, but...
delivers Raptor all the way in, that's a great shove!
Ooh, nice flash from Kellen. Raptor
Raptor
is dead.
Kellen, but Shun just gets out of there! The
was
Cow
close.
grabs another one! And B&K just cannot find anything, despite the great
They don't have a lot of damage here. The engage was
Viklet wasn't
good.
able to actually get too much down onto Shun. On was blocking so much
But
of that
Vikla
damage
is-
that was meant for
is really
Shun.
behind.
Talia does not have good access.
They don't have
through
that
a
much.
target,
And
right?
Jarvan is
All
so
of your
tanky now.
threaded volleys are just hitting the Cow here. He's blocking up all that damage, and this flash from Shun is really,
can see the
nice
engage
because
is
it pulls
good.
Raptor into a position where Raptor
Kellyan follows with the ult.
There's the reposition. There's Knight getting
But
that root,
Vikla
even though the 3-man pop blossom
doing
comes through.
negative
Again,
damage.
so much of the damage was getting blocked.
And
by
Raptor was
On. They
super
CC up
CC'd by
Raptor
On.
under that tower, get even another kill, and are able to walk away with it. And now there's the Roa, there's the tier 2
that's a lot of gold now. 2.7k.
Incredibly
Chris
quickly.
Drake.
And been up over 1k on the top side. I said it was about
Let's see,
600
maybe
gold,
Diablo
but
when
been
he finished the
close. Now
cool
it's close
and
to 3K,
the
and we're gonna have a call here
AD
cashing
carry
in
mission.
pretty soon. I guess on both sides, so we can kind of ignore that.
I think
It
there
will
was a bit of an
get
ebb and flow, and
a little bit of gold.
it's ebbed back towards BLG once again. As B&K, I mean, the thing is, they still have what we were talking about in draft, right? Which is a pretty straightforward composition that just kind of works. So we'll see whether they can get themselves together as we make our way through this mid-game, try and find some of these angles to get these team fights working. Kellen has been able to find some of these pop blossoms that have been working out, and if they can all work together, it could work real well.
Yeah, we'll see if he's going to be able to get that done. And really, it's just going to be this problem about how do you deal with the 1-3-1? You know, even if you have a team fight, BLG don't have to take any fights. They got the early dragon, so they don't need to really force their hand, right? They don't need to go for any sort of fight that doesn't feel like a good setup. It doesn't feel guaranteed. And now they have moved Viper over towards the mid lane. They have themselves set up in this 1-3-1. Bin is going to have Triforce on his next base, easy peasy. And it is going to become very problematic to answer both of these side lanes because they don't have anyone that can win either 1v1.
That was not exactly the most friendly Coinbase gold grind that we've seen for B&K.
That's strange from Bin.
Looking
I think
absolutely
you
fantastic
can
there
hit the
towards the
tower
top side
here
of the map, 1.2k
and
ahead
minion.
of his Ambessa opponent. Does finally have the Eclipse complete, and there isn't quite a Trinity Force just yet as he took a bit of a detour towards
I don't know.
Steel Caps.
Game is playable.
To see as Raptor now once again in a little bit of trouble.
But Diablo needs to do a lot of work in the fights.
I imagine BNK do not want to be there because this guy is very, very scary, sitting at 3-1 and 4. As we've got them defending the Drake for now. Double Dragon, pretty important. As BLG will then
the problem
have
here
so
is
much
that
tempo control.
I don't see in late game.
Yeah, Vikla just trying to push
how you can
mid,
deal with the Jax.
And then maybe move him down for a play, because of course it would be hard for Viper to follow.
Yeah, in they go
the
once
counter-strike
again,
value will be so heavy.
Diablo is a little bit scary, so you could understand it. As Kellen towards his bottom side of the map. In goes Raptor once again, looking to clear out some vision, but down comes Viper as well. Chains of Corruption does come in. Vikla's turned up at the same time, but Raptor, he's
nice
already
to be from Bin.
now joins the fight. It's a good cleanse there from Diablo, and he tries to keep himself alive, but he's out of this one, not exactly healthy enough to help out. And that is just a dead jungler and an almost guaranteed dragon here for BLG.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be the dragon. Bin trades the flash and the TP.
Oh, they want to dive.
That is a big old realm warp as they get the Pop Blossom off onto one of them, but Shun is pretty happy to tank things up. That's a kill for Viper, one for Bin as well. As Clear is at least able to keep things interesting, but he'll be going down. It's a double for his opposite.
In 15 minutes, we have an ace.
It's a 15-minute
BLG is so strong in fights.
Under your own tower here.
First tower too. Lot of gold for Bin. He will be super ahead.
BFX here in game number 1 at first stand. 5K is the lead. They didn't even bother taking the dragon. They just looked for a reset. Raptor was just way too far. I mean, they knew that Viper had been moving down from bot lane. No one can even step up here from BFX to try to help him. So he's gone way too far. The fight is already kind of screwed. And then Bin goes in, pushes Diablo out. They know now that's really the only threat. So they decide to go with the Realm Warp here. On goes in, tanks it up. He knocks Vikla back beautifully into the waiting arms of Knight and Bin. And on the other side, Diablo with no cleanse, with has no way to outplay, and they're able to get everything here on the delayed ace.
That was absolutely beautifully played from On. He got out of the Pop Blossom whilst also killing Vikla at the same time. So Kellen just didn't quite find the value that he was looking for underneath that turret. That Pop Blossom could have been devastating, but not to be the case. And now we're sitting at almost a 6,000 gold lead. We're heading towards blowout territory here in game number 1, as Raptor will be able to steal away a dragon. So there is at least that. Yeah, not too bad. No double dragon that I was talking about.
Exactly.
Oh, really? Maybe that's what they're playing for.
The objective bounties are falling off now. Oh, yeah. That's a worrying sign. They definitely could use those.
I think as soon as we're talking about objective bounties, you're already worried. You know, the worrying sign hasn't begun. As we do have Shelly getting involved as well. She's going to get a headache, but it will be BLG taking down this outer turret in the mid lane, opening up the map completely. BNK, what are we going to be able to do to find something? Well, we're just going to start more fights. That's going to be the plan. As let's see whether Raptor's going to be able to make this one work. Double Pop Blossom.
They are forcing too much. That's not good.
But they're a little bit out of sync, and down will
they don't have damage.
BLG just kind of weathering it.
Look at bot. No
you don't need to force that much.
Everyone there because
BFX
realized this game is already
farm
cooked.
up.
You can't just sit and look
try
for regular
to scale with the Kai'Sa.
You're going to bleed out.
Then you can
so
try to fight.
Everyone to try to really
no
hard
need
force
to
this
force
play,
that much.
But BLG are able to absorb it pretty easily. It does cost some flashes on Knight and Viper, so there is that. But this has been getting further and further ahead. That has been Jax 3K up at 18 minutes, which is definitely not a good thing if you're hoping for a close game.
Yep, I think if you're an LCK fan, you're probably putting that one in the cons column, as Clear will let him go home, and I think that is a very good idea.
The pros column, he hasn't done it to Keen.
Yeah, there we go. Keen also hasn't played yet, so...
Exactly. Keen's not behind any gold. Clear is, unfortunately.
Well, actually, no, Keen's technically on 0 gold right now.
Yeah, but he's not behind any gold.
Ah, wait. Yeah. No, true. Okay, there we are. So if you're an LCK fan, maybe just, don't worry about game 1. It's not about game 1.
Exactly.
You know?
It's a best of 5.
Yeah.
It's a new world. They're just getting adjusted.
If they do this 3 times in a row, you know, then we'll talk. Yeah, exactly.
No, we won't talk. We'll cry.
We don't want a 3-0. That is the main thing.
Close series.
Well, this is not going to be a close game. That is what we're looking at the moment. Unless BNK can make a miracle happen. And they have been a lot more tenacious this year than what we've seen of them in the past. We have to remember, they weren't at first stand last year because they were the very first team eliminated from the LCK Cup. And now they qualified second to actually make it here. Of course, last year there was only 1 seed, but this time they're our second best team coming out of the tournament. And that is a big turnaround.
It is a really big turnaround. I mean, their run has been very impressive. I think, you know, even that upset over T1, people are like, wow, that was crazy. But that's probably the end, though, right? That's all you're going to get. And they just kept going. They have gotten better and better and better. And it is so interesting to see new representation here. This is the first time we've seen a new mid laner from the LCK in forever, as Knight maybe going to get
let's see the dive. Knight is down. That's good. Raptor survive. Shut down. For Diablo.
Probably didn't want to take that last
Let's
shot.
see now.
The rest of BLG are closing in. They do have a man disadvantage though. And Bin has teleported forward. Clear turns up as well.
It might be good for BFX. Let's see what Bin does.
There's the public execution at Shun. It's going to take down Raptor.
Nah,
they look to try
Bin is super strong. He can 1v5 the fight.
Is now Vikla dealing with Bin as best he can by dying. That's kind of the only option you really have here is now Shun.
That's what I say, that
and he's dead as well. Yes, you managed
Bin,
to kill Knight.
the Jax is super strong in fights in late game.
But down a Bin, and he's worth a lot more than one at this point. This guy TP's in with the role quest completed, with the massive shield.
Oh, you get the Baron.
And he is just soloing 3 members in the backline.
Let's see.
It's a fight that is dominated. It is
so
a
I think you want to push mid and bot.
21 kills for BLG before 21 minutes into the game. So let's watch this one more time. Obviously, Raptor is very low. It's going to be a tough fight. You've spent some big cooldowns on the early side, but look at Bin. Gets in on Diablo, forces out the cleanse, multi-man ult, focuses down Raptor, and then he gets flicked back. He's
they
like,
do
great,
no
I
damage
wanted to get
to
closer
Bin.
to you. Q's forward, hits stun on both the carries, knocks down Diablo, takes out Vikla on the other side. Clear Ken.
And now he will be even stronger.
Knocked down by Viper. BLG playing beautifully with a massive gold lead that they are working with here.
Yeah, you can see Clear is not super psyched about what's been going on in this game. I think a mental reset will be required after this one as BLG. It's a bit of a victory lap that we're looking at here at the 21-minute mark as BNK desperately trying to hold on to whatever structures they still can.
Yeah, they're going to try to hold on and keep fighting it out. I mean, that's all you really can do at this point. But, of course, that gets very, very difficult when you're looking at 2 incredibly fed solo laners who both just bought a Seekers after that fight, right? Oh, so now they have the playmaking tools here as well because they are so rich, so accelerated that if you're looking for Knight or Bin, they both have that stasis here at pre-22 minutes. There's a locket completed. Viper's on 3 full items. So everyone is very, very strong at this point, and Shun is working towards his GA. So it is going to be tough. I mean, BFX are going to need a massive engage plus a series of incredible mistakes from BLG to really have a chance.
I think it's you can't do anything. It's too much gold.
Have a lot of players who
Jax is so ahead.
You know, maybe
has Seekers.
Experience traveling and playing.
Same for Rise.
They are going up against a team that both has a ton of
the Jarvan will go for the GA,
and
you can go for Varus because he will be always behind.
I would agree.
I don't think you can win this.
They are taking some notes.
I think at this point you just think about the next game. You just relax.
They haven't really broken open the base just yet.
Try to chill the game, not tilt.
Sitting at about 1700. We're going to put that in the cons column.
So
Raptor is looking for a wraparound, though.
He is. I wanted to go back to this mid lane thing, but we have had 5 mid laners dominating the LCK for so long. Faker, Chovy, Showmaker, BDD, and
Raptor is trying to get the flank,
that we've seen since 2019 until Vikla qualified here, which is very, very cool. Obviously, a tough game 1, but still, it's nice to see
now you are done.
A new mid laner, new face.
I mean, he's doing time. That's good because
and showing that they can actually mix it up with those.
BLG is losing Nashor.
League for so long.
Yeah.
So it's not bad at all.
He was going for a little bit of a behind enemy lines type tactic. As it turns out, they had pretty good vision behind their enemy lines.
You can push mid, so
he's just going to go down and obviously looking for a Hail Mary.
Still ultra
that sort
difficult.
of thing is what you're going to have to go towards. As 10,000 gold the lead. I mean, they're going to need a miracle if they want to survive this one. BLG owns every part of the jungle, be it on BNK's side or on BLG's side. As On is going to get interrupted here momentarily, but I don't think he's too worried.
That's a win.
I mean, there's something. Seismic Shove does pull the cow back.
Okay,
does have unbreakable will, but does have to use it. So that's something.
His will is now breakable.
Yeah.
The thing is,
not yet. Now it's
Drake is 3 minutes, so
well, I feel like it's been a
This
tough game
means
for Raptor. I think
almost
honestly
nothing.
he played the early levels completely fine, but the game felt pretty tough to play very, very quickly. Vikla got really outplayed by Knight. Diablo lost Flash early bot lane. Top lane gets killed by an early gank. Tough for a jungler when both your soul laners are getting solo killed very early on in the game. And Clear's going to try to TP out.
Yep, and he is going to be able to make it out. So there he is, able to grab himself a turret as well as getting himself away. And that is going to mean the gold lead is now smaller than it was a minute ago. That we take those, you know,
And
looking
they
for
might
positives.
steal a Gromp.
My goodness, surely not. Well, there it is. Okay, Diablo looking to try and do the same thing. There are still plates here towards this bottom side. And bounties on the map. I mean, there is money to be made here for BNK if they can get towards these structures. As, oh dear, Kellen is going to be very, very dead.
Bye-bye.
As that is going to be Viper with our last auto attack, and that will be able to take down the Nico. Not very lucky, not able to escape. And so now, without that Pop Blossom available for the next 24 seconds, but obviously not very high level. So I look down, I'm like, it's quite late in the game, 25 minutes. But no, he's going to pop back up pretty immediately.
Yeah, death timer being 20 seconds is both very good and concerning at this point of the game.
Don't look at the little number next to the portrait.
Yeah, he is down a couple levels on the Alistar, and he is down 7 levels on the mid laner and 8 levels on the top laner.
I mean, the top laner makes sense, right? That's part of the quest.
They're cheating.
Yeah, absolutely cheating. And
So is BLG waiting for the next Baron?
Yeah, so that's too much cheating. It's
Try
not
to
your
fight.
fault, Kellen. It's absolutely fine.
Baron,
The fact that
Drake,
you're 2 levels
then
behind the
push
Alistar,
mid bot
that we don't have very many
and try
excuses for that one,
to get a
outside
fight
the
and win the
fact
game.
That one's on you, buddy. We tried our best.
yeah, and they're also having a really tough
Meanwhile,
game.
BFX will just
as Diablo
wait.
desperately trying to get to a minion wave to farm. And does manage to at least get rid of that one. Has his 3
and
items
pray
complete.
for
So, I mean,
Diablo
in
to
theory,
carry the game.
This Kai'Sa can be scary, but in
But
the
I
context
think
of this
it's
game, probably not.
Well, and the big problem
so
is,
difficult.
even though he is pretty relevant,
So I
no one else
said,
on his team is. So there's
Jarvan
so
has
many tools
GA
that
now.
BLG have, and they can just throw
Zhonya's
everything
for
at Diablo, because
Bin.
as long as Diablo isn't hitting, you have no damage.
Well, Bin is going to look for clear here.
Let's see. We have the 5
here.
here. Varus is down.
This could actually be a good start to this fight. Is now Knight
But as I said, Bin is free.
For something a little more aggressive than he probably should, and now the Realm Warp
Vikla is
going
dead
to deliver
too.
Bin
Maybe
to
not.
Vikla, but it's a great seismic shove to keep him alive. The Baron just spawning though as they lose their bottom lane, and BLG should be able to grab a second purple worm.
Nice attempt there from BFX. They are able to one-shot Viper, but then this is what I'm talking about. They're just going to spend all your resources on you. Right after that, after the Killer Instinct, On just flashes on his head, and then that goes straight into a Counter-Strike. You are CC'd 100-0, burst down. Not much Diablo can do unless you can somehow react to the Q flash that's coming in from On, which is almost impossible. And as a result, he dies, and as soon as Diablo's down, there's no hope left in the fight for them.
Yeah, let's have a look at it again.
Yeah, the angle is good. You know, BLG are looking for a fight, and BFX say, hey, we can actually find something here. Raptor, Q flash.
All in on Viper. I mean, it's like, okay, we will kill you no matter what, but we will lose the game. Who cares? We got you.
And then they get that kill.
BFX got the Drake. That's good for them.
Getting the Baron here on live, so BLG taking another.
The thing is now, what BLG does,
that BFX can do,
they will be able to
down, even with a good initial pick, like
to open the Nexus.
Even though the Rebel Baron power play not exactly looking fantastic at this point in time, because I think some bounties were able to be taken, a couple of plates here or there for BNK. And so they have closed
because
the gap.
Seems like they struggle to get into the towers and inhibitors.
2 minutes that they have still for this Baron, you should be able to take down some of these structures. Look at that crystalline overgrowth, man. Oh my goodness. There it is. Boom. And more plate money over to BLG, and they'll be able to start creating a bit of an advantage from this buff. Is Diablo off to the side. We're going to try and take down some of these.
Nice catch on the Chun. He
has
has EA. That's bad because the team will go and protect him. It's in time.
Down goes Shun. There is at least another one.
Oh,
But the counter strike
Bin.
onto 2 from Bin.
You are so
He makes
crazy.
his way into the back line, and pop goes Diablo, man. He
Double
presses W
kill
and people die.
for the
That is
MVP.
just what it looks
Knight
like
is
here
gonna
as
destroy
Knight
here.
teleports his way in. There is a reposition from Clear to try and keep them busy, but he is now just going to try and go for a bit of an escape here.
Bin is
and I don't
ready
know
for
whether
the
it's quite
kills.
going to work, because now Bin just needs a couple more
He wants to
cooldowns,
play with his
and
foot.
Clear will just be dead.
Yeah, that is a level 18 Jax. That
So
leap
fast.
strike is a short cooldown, buddy.
At least he's level 18 and not
Maybe it's over. I don't know.
because that would be worse.
20
That's right,
seconds.
BLG going to break open the base here. And
Let's see if Bean comes. I think they can try. Raptor don't have
just
anything.
a couple of Nexus turrets to get BLG towards
Yeah,
a
it's
1-0
over.
start in this best of 5. Pop Blossom only
Oh
onto
my
1.
God,
That is not exactly
nice.
what you want. As now Raptor just desperately
Okay,
trying to deal
so
with the minions.
this is
There are
GG, guys.
cannons
This is
taking
the end of
down
the game.
these Nexus turrets, and down
Thank
will
you so
go
much
the
for
Nexus here in
watching.
game number 1. Utter dominance from BLG.
This is 0-1 now
As
for
they will
BLG.
go one
Let's
up in
see
the
how
series.
it goes
Damn,
to the game 2.
29 kills in 29
We'll be
minutes
right back
here.
in the next
I thought
video.
we were gonna be in for
Bye.
a pretty competitive series, but